Hi everyone, welcome back to Holistic Hacks. So today we're going to be talking about motivation and desire, and particularly when it comes to change. Yeah. So let's start over here. Okay. So what is desire? Desire is the feeling of wanting to do something different. And then you have motivation on the other hand, and that is sort of like the drive behind the action. And the reason why these two go hand in hand and why they're so important in terms of actually trying to drive us to make any positive changes is because you must have at least one in order to make the change, and it's not the one that you guys actually think. So a lot of the times when I ask people, which one do you think it's more important, do you think it's more important to for desire to outweigh motivation in order for you to make any change, or for motivation to outweigh desire in order for you to make any change? And most of the time people would actually say desire, because you have this very strong feeling of wanting to do something, and a lot of the times people actually assume then that that is what is the driving force behind change. But the reality is that motivation must outweigh desire in order for any change to actually take place. And the reason being is because desire is a very passive emotion, whereas motivation is more of an active emotion. So if you look at this little chart that I've devised over here with my terrible handwriting, this is motivation. If your motivation is at 4 and your desire is at 8, like I explained, no change is going to happen. And the reason being is you can want what you want, but unless you're actually proactive enough to go and obtain it, no change is going to happen. You can desire for the rest of your life, and that's a really sad place to be in. And then you have motivation at an 8 and desire at a 2. Now, even though you don't really feel like doing it, your motivation is at an 8, therefore you will get it done. And again, that really comes back to this being more passive and this being more active. And sometimes we do stuff we don't want to do, like, yeah, and because it's important. For example, pay taxes. I don't want to pay taxes, but I pay them because I have to, right? So motivation is here, taxes 0, yeah. But I think the key thing to remember as well when it comes to motivation and when it comes to desire is, how does one actually stay motivated, if that makes any sense? Because it's easy to get the ball going, but it's really, really easy to also lose momentum. And so I also want to touch on how let me just get more comfortable over here. I'm getting really uncomfortable. Right. So I also want to touch on how you can sustain that motivation, right? So the very first thing, guys, whenever you want to make any changes, write down why you want to make these changes. I don't care if the list is 10,000 pages long. I don't care if it's just one sentence, but just write down the reason being, because you're going to need to remind yourself of that frequently. And then oh yeah, always make little small changes. So I always like using the example of a diet, because with diets you have to make a lot of drastic changes, but you introduce it very, very gradually. And the more you introduce gradual changes, the more you start to see the benefits, and the more you start to feel like, oh, this is working, oh, this is going really well, oh, I'm feeling really good on these new vitamins, the more you start to feel motivated to continue doing it because you're seeing results. So it's so important to make sure that you set little goals for yourself so that you can start to see these, the minute you start seeing the results of these little goals, oh my god, you're going to feel so positive and warm inside, and you're going to be more and more motivated to continue doing the work. And then oh my god, celebrate every win. Like, I'm so terrible, I'll be screaming and shouting at every little win. I'm like, guys, people just look at me like, oh, it's just this. I'm like, yeah, but you've accomplished something that you wanted to do. Like, this is a positive thing, and it's not just anything, it's something towards a greater goal. um Oh my God, surround yourself with love. Surround yourself with people who are going to support you. That is the most important thing. Change is so overwhelming that it's important to have the right people around you as well. And oh my God, you definitely need to make sure you factor in breaks. Take as many breaks as you need as possible. So when you're trying to plan it with the breaks as well. And always expect to fail. Like, and that is my 5 minutes. No, don't worry. Next week we're going to talk about managing expectations. So we'll get back to that then. See you guys next week. Don't forget to like and follow.